Hi everybody, I am Ivan Kovachev from Audio Grocery, and in this video I'm going to introduce the new VSL Sound Variation track presets specifically designed for Apple Logic Pro. It is important to note that PreSonus introduced the VST3 Sound Variations system in Studio One, enabling automatic articulation mapping and variation control. As you can see, after loading an instrument preset in the Synchron player, Studio One automatically creates sound variations in its articulation editor. Note that we develop a sound variations converter that translates articulations into an XDAW format, making the transfer into Logic Pro easy. The Logic sound variations are organized into single DMG packages with contents matching those of the Vienna Assistant. Right-clicking the installer application icon and choosing Open is recommended, as it allows direct installation without adjusting privacy and security settings. Note that the installer offers two installation options. Deselect the Automator option, you have already installed it using another package. It is a good idea to take a look at the README and the documentation folder included with the DMG installer. After the installation, click the library icon in Logic, then click User Patches to access the newly installed VSL patches. The track preset loads the corresponding AG scripter articulation plugin, the Synchron player instrument, and a dummy articulation set which triggers the AG scripter ID mode. As you can see, there are no MIDI output assignments in the Output tab. The MIDI remote button is enabled in the Switches tab, allowing articulation numbers 0 to 127 to be controlled via external program change messages. In the next part of the video, I'm going to introduce the triggering modes of the AG articulation scripter. By default, all sound variation track presets load with the AG scripter set to ID mode. You can also switch articulations by selecting the scripter in the Piano Roll Automation pane and drawing automation control points. Drawing control point 0 switches to ID mode, while drawing values above 0 switches to automation mode, which is not limited to 256 articulations. As you see, the legato articulation number 350 is performed as expected, which is a limitation of the regular Logic articulation system. Let me introduce the AG enhanced sound variations. First, let's take a look at this example preset in Studio One. Notice that the last XF vibrato dimension is a dead end, where you have to record or draw Control Change 20 to switch between the sensor and count vibrato. The AG enhanced sound variations include additional articulations with fixed Control Change 20 values, speeding up the composer's workflow. Let's select the No Vibrato Value 0 articulation for the selected long sustaining note and try it. Great! It works as expected. Now I'll select the vibrato value 95 in the Articulations list and try it again. Fine, the XF dimension is now switched to regular vibrato value 95 as expected. So far, so good, but the fixed vibrato values are still dead. To make them live, I developed a special MIDI FX scripter plugin called CC Automator. Once the plugin is installed, insert a second scripter instance after the AG Articulation plugin and load the CC Automator preset by navigating to the AG folder MIDI tools. The plugin's user interface provides a conditional control change number and triggering start and end value parameters. The transition speed parameter is designed to humanize the target instrument's controller. For the sake of this demo, I'll select the no vibrato value 0 articulation on the selected node to show a smooth automated control transition from value 0 to the target value 100 set in the scripter plugin. Now the transition has humanized the vibrato XF, but I'm still missing the real vibrato shake. To emulate this, I'll enable the LFO in the scripter and try again. Perfect! Now there's a natural vibrato with transition, delay and a human shaking. Here's another scenario where I've created two long sustaining nodes and the trigger start scripter parameter is set to 0. In this scenario, both nodes trigger the transition and LFO since their articulation control change values match the scripter start and end range, which is 0 to 63. Now, I'll show a tip where I set the trigger start to value 32, which provides two results. The first node plays no vibrato and the second node performs regular vibrato with transition, delay and LFO shaking. Cool! Everything works as expected. Here is another demonstration using the Synchron FX strings. This multi-layering preset is perfect for creating motion soundscapes. To achieve slow motion automation, I'll use the CC Automator plugin and set its transition and LFO speeds to very slow values as well as a very wide LFO depth. In conclusion, using the enhanced Logic Sound Variation patches and the CC Automator plugin, you'll now have full control over articulations, transitions, and expressive vibrato, making your compositions more dynamic, creative, and effortless than ever. Thanks for watching.